Hey guys, are you tired of staying at home in quarantine? Well, today I'm going to tell you how we can get things back to normal in the fastest way I think is possible. Um, we've all been affected by the coronavirus, and I'm sure we're all ready for quarantine to end and for us to go back to our normal lives. And I've researched the best ways, I believe, to end us being quarantined in our houses and going back to normal life. So today I'm going to share with you about the coronavirus and how we can end quarantine by staying inside. So for my first point, I just looked up coronavirus facts, and globally there's over 1 million cases and there's over 70,000 deaths, and it has about a 3.4 mortality rate. And just alone in the United States, there's 559,409 cases, and 22,000 people have died of it. And some of the symptoms include having a fever, coughing, chest pains, and a shortness of breath. And I know in my county there's 5 cases now, and it's not expected to go down anytime soon. And I've seen a lot of people on Facebook, people are just getting put on ventilators because they can't breathe because the coronavirus it just attacks your respiratory system, and it's just bad. And my second point is I believe we need to do what China did, like how they controlled the coronavirus. And they locked everyone down in their houses, didn't let them go anywhere. They built more hospitals very quickly. They aggressively tested people, like they went door to door and provided tests to make sure, like, okay, you're quarantined in your house with your family. Quarantine's not going to work if one of your family members has it. So they tested the people, and the people that were positive, they got them out of the house or away from the family. And then, like, the very bad people, just like in the United States, like, if you're showing symptoms, they just, like, tell you to go to your house, self-quarantine, stay away from everybody. But, like, if your symptoms are deathly or, like, really bad, like, you could die, like, they're mortal symptoms, like, you could die, they take you to the hospital. And also, when somebody tests positive, they track the virus. So, like, if I have it, they're not gonna stop until they figure out who gave it to me, and they're not gonna stop until they figure out if I gave it to anybody. And they're gonna test everybody I've come into contact with, and they're not gonna stop until they know I didn't infect anybody else. And while researching, I saw that their door-to-door, like, testing was like, the CDC said their door-to-door testing was what really, like, helped stop the coronavirus and, like, help the spread of the coronavirus in China. And I believe that if we like ramp up our test production, because I guess we don't have enough tests in America or something, like, I don't understand how, like, we should be mass producing tests and everybody should get one. But yeah, I believe we need to make more tests. And my mom's a nurse, and she took my aunt to get tested because she didn't feel good and she didn't have it. But then, sorry, that was kind of off topic, but one of my boss's best friend's mom, she got tested and she got a false positive. That's literally just a waste of a test because I have to use another test to figure out if she's sick or not. So I believe we need better testing. The early coronavirus tests, like when we were first testing people, when it first came out, probably, I don't know, it's probably been a month. They were made by the CDC, and those the coronavirus was probably had a week to spread before we even had tests to make sure if anybody had it, and those tests weren't very, very good. And we, like I said before, we don't have enough tests. If China had enough tests to test everybody, even though I don't know how, they can just mass produce better than us, I guess, but if they can go door to door and test people, I believe we should not stop making tests until we have enough to go door to door. So I believe that there's not just one thing we can fix to help end the coronavirus in the United States. We need better tests and we need more tests. Another one of my points is to end like quarantine and the spread of the coronavirus in Indiana. We need to go on lockdown. So that means nobody leaves their house. I'd have to do like further looking into like how China did it because I don't even think they let people out to go to like the grocery. I'm pretty sure like the National Guard, I'm not sure what theirs was, but they would deliver food and essential like food, water, all that stuff. But if we did that, that would stop the coronavirus in its track. And another thing, like, how do we have a shortage of masks and respirators? We should have stockpiled those. So I believe if we followed a couple of these things that I said, we should be clear to, like, if we lock down and we go door to door and test and the National Guard brings food and everybody stays home unless they're essential, like actually essential. Like if you look at what, like, the travel advisories and stuff that is, and like what jobs are essential, half of these jobs are not essential. But I believe if we went on lockdown and kept people inside, in 2 to 3 weeks we'd be going back to normal life. So in conclusion, I believe that if my plan was adopted, we could go back to normal life in 2 to 3 weeks. The coronavirus is not a joke and we need to take it seriously. I've seen a lot of people, like spring breakers, like ours was early on, so I'll admit I was in Florida. I didn't really think anything about it, but I didn't get infected, not that I know of. But I saw like 2 weeks after our spring break, I think it was like 30 Texas college students that went to Mexico got infected, but people are just not taking it seriously. I believe that there's proof that China neutralized the coronavirus, and we need to do what they did. We need more testing and better testing, and we just need to do more than wash our hands. We gotta take action. We gotta lock down. Stay home. And to end it, I found a quote by Bear Grylls, and it says, "The line between life or death is determined by what we are willing to do." And I believe I saw something that if only 70% of people stay home, then the coronavirus will never end. It'll become like the flu. Like, we're not going to have a cure to it. Like, old people are just going to die and die. It's not just old people, it's everybody. It's just stay home, guys. Thank you for watching.